Hello everyone, this video is about the differences between a mainland free zone and an offshore business license. My name is Malika. I'm a business consultant at Radiant Biz.
Can you briefly explain what mainland free zone and offshore company structures in UAE?
Yeah, sure. So if we speak about the biggest differentiator between a mainland, a free zone or the offshore, it totally depends on your business activity. So say for example, if you're doing business locally and you want to do your activities, I'm just taking example of trading. So if you want to trade inside the country locally in Dubai, in Sharjah, in Ajman or any of the Emirates, and you want to tie up with the government in the future, then a mainland license is best suited for your business. Similarly, if you're doing trading business and you are doing distribution, you want to tie up with trading company in the mainland and you want to wholesale it to them. Or for example, if you're doing re-export, you're getting your products from, for example, from the UK and then you're reselling it in India. So that's re-exporting. So in that case, a free zone license will suit best for you. However, if you want to go ahead with an offshore company, you cannot do business inside the country. So internationally, yes, but if you want to do business in the local market, anywhere in the UAE, the offshore license does not allow you to do that. So these are the biggest differentiator when with a mainland or free zone and an offshore company. Apart from that, when we speak about the ownership, in a mainland license, you can get 100% ownership. However, there are certain activities that may include a service agent, a local service agent, or you may have to give a 51% shareholding to a local. That's for the mainland license. For a free zone and for an offshore, you get 100% ownership. So these are the two big differentiators between the three authorities or jurisdictions, which is mainland, free zone and offshore.
Why is it important to understand the difference between these options before starting a business?
Okay, that is the most crucial part, and that's exactly why we consult our clients. It is important for us to know what is your business activity. Depending on your business activity, we select the jurisdiction for you, or we consult which is the right jurisdiction for your business setup. Like for example, I'm just giving an example of my home country. To set up a company is very simple. I set up a company in my home country, I select my activities, and I'm free to do business anywhere across my country. Okay, there's no restrictions. However, in the UAE, every jurisdiction, every emirate have their own regulation, and we need to understand that those regulations or the compliances fits your business activity. So a consultation is very important so that you select the right jurisdiction and the right license type.
So can a foreign own 100% of a company in each of these jurisdictions?
Yes, absolutely. So if you go ahead with a mainland, a free zone or an offshore license, you can get 100% ownership. However, for mainland, there are certain activities that would require a local Emirati or a UAE national, where they will need a 51% shareholding, especially for industrial license type. And some of the activities you can also sponsor a local service agent, so which is a UAE national. So in mainland, certain activities, yes, but majorly the activities that you select will be 100% ownership.
Okay. What roles do our local sponsors or agents play in mainland companies these days?
Okay, actually that's a very good question, and majorly our clients ask us this question because there was a time back where local sponsorship or local agents was mandatory when you are acquiring a mainland license. However, now the regulations have become lenient and it has less compliances. Therefore, you can get 100% ownership. However, if you add a local agent in your business license. The role that they play is that, one, you can get a good the license voucher, the government voucher reduces. That's one part. The second benefit is that when you add a local service agent, it adds value, it adds credibility to your license. So tomorrow, if you want to have partnership, or you are in and trying to win an RFP for the government, it will hold a lot of value. Apart from that, there is something called local shareholding. So if you take a local shareholding, if you take an industrial license, there is around 51% of shareholding that you need to sign up. For that, you need the documents of the local Emirati. And what is a local service agent? So local service agent, they do not have any kind of shareholding. They only get like an annual fee that you need to pay, okay? And all that you would require for them is their documentation, which will be, when we do the application, at that point of time, we will submit it.
Okay, great. So where is each type of company allowed to operate? Is it locally, regionally, or internationally?
Okay, so there is differentiation. So if we go ahead with mainland, like I have highlighted, if you go ahead with mainland, you can do business locally, you can do business within UAE, you can do business Dubai to Sharjah, Dubai to Abu Dhabi. So locally, mainland fits best. You can also do international, there is no restriction. When it comes to Freezone, it is you're doing business, B2B business inside the country. However, you can take a special approval from the mainland department, and you can also do business in the mainland, and you can do business internationally. If it is an offshore, it has to be business, or their activity has to be done internationally and outside the country only. You cannot do local business with an offshore license.
Okay. So can a free zone company trade directly with the UAE mainland?
Yes. So this is one question that many of our clients will ask, because traditionally you're not allowed to, because if you are in a free zone, for example, you take a Dubai free zone license, you are allowed to do business inside that free zone only, or internationally. Okay. However, in the month of March, there was a special notification by the government that now people having a free zone license can also do business in mainland. All that they have to do is they have to acquire a special approval, and with that approval they can do business in the free zone as well as in the mainland. So to acquire this approval, we acquire this approval from our clients, and then they can do business anywhere in free zone or in mainland.
Okay, good one. So can you please let me know what are the different activities that is being allowed to do in each jurisdictions?
Okay, sure. See, when we speak about mainland, free zone and offshore, there is a vast list of activities that you can perform. Now, I'll tell you a biggest differentiator, like for example, manpower supply. So if you are planning to do a manpower supply business in the UAE, and it is basically supplying manpower to the country, in that case, a free zone license will not work best for you. You must take a mainland license. Okay, so that is one thing. Apart from that, if you are basically doing retail business, if you want to sell products, any kind of products, and you want to have a showroom, you want to have a shop in a mainland, then in the mainland area, then in that case, we would always recommend you to go ahead with the mainland. Now, just to speak a little more about the activity based, because you asked about the limitation. Now, it's not necessary that just because you want to do say for example car trading, if you want to trade in your car, it's not necessary that you need to have a mainland license. You can have a free zone license as well, but it is important for us to understand what is the location that you're selecting. So say if I want to do car trading, or I want to do like mechanical repair, so which location would you want to go ahead with? So for example, if you say that you want to go ahead in Al Quoz in Dubai, so if that's the case, then the license type would be a mainland license, because that's the location that you're selecting. Now, if you want to do retail business, you say you want to sell supermarket products. Okay, where do you want to sell this? Where do you want to have your shop located? So if you say Barjuman Mall, what does Barjuman Mall, or when you go to lease that place, which license will they accept? It will be a mainland license. Similarly, if you want to open a shop, say in GLT, so GLT will ask for a DMCC license, a Freezone license. So that's the activity that you have to select from DMCC. So your location also matters. The restriction is not always about the business activity. It's also about the location. Which location do you select? According to your location, we will have the license selected for you.
Okay. So how flexible is each option when it comes to adding new activities or expanding?
Okay, so see, the flexibility for all three is there is no restrictions. Now when you come to mainland, now when we are selecting a business activity, it has to be related activities. Say for example, if you're doing trading, it has to be everything related to trading. You cannot have a license which is, say, trading and then also consultancy. That's not allowed in a mainland when you're selecting business activity. You can have multiple activities. You can have 50, you can have 100, as long as the type of the activity is the same. It's a same group. That's important. Whereas in a free zone, not every free zone, but major free zones, they allow you to add a mix and match. So say for example, you want to do trading business as a commercial type of license, and you also want to do consultancy, which is say professional license. So you can add a mix of match of activities in a free zone license. When it comes to offshore, again, there is no restriction because you're doing business outside the country. So you can have a mix of match of activities in an offshore license as well.
Okay. So do all three types of companies require a physical office space?
Yes. So when it comes to physical office space, it is mandatory for issuing a license, okay, because you need to have some kind of economic substance. However, when you are going ahead with a mainland license, once you get the initial approval, you have to look for a location and then you have to select where is your office space. There is an option in a mainland. For the first year, you can go ahead without an office space as well. Okay, that's an option available. When we go for a free zone, it is mandatory to have an office space within that free zone. However, there are certain free zones who are giving you a lease agreement, basically one flexi desk within the package. So that's one of the advantage of having a free zone, where you do not really have to invest in annual rental, and all that is flexi desk is included in the license. Where it comes to offshore, because you're not doing business inside the country, it is not mandatory for you to have an office space. But again, it's the same thing. The offshore companies who are issuing the license is giving you a lease agreement, which will allow you to issue the license. So it has that flexibility.
Can you explain bank accounts and taxation for all these three jurisdictions?
Yes, sure. See, when we speak about banking, this is the best part, because when it comes to RadiantBiz, we are pioneers in opening bank account. Okay, we are the best in the industry. So bank account opening is not a problem. Either you have a mainland license, you have a free zone license, or an offshore company license, we can help you open the bank account with ease. Just to give you a brief, I really love to talk about this, because I have my clients coming and asking me, I have a license, say in an offshore license, is bank account opening easy? I've heard it's complicated. What's the point of me having a company license if I cannot do business? Which is true. Because our CEO, Mr. Rizwan Ansari, has more than 15 years of experience in the business banking sector, for us, opening a bank is a hassle-free process. It is complicated. I'm not saying that it is easy, but we make it easy for you. So regardless of your jurisdiction, we can help you open a bank account here in the UAE. Okay, that's about the banking. When we speak about the taxation, now There are two types of tax which is implied. One is 5% VAT because you're doing business inside the country, and 5% VAT is on your sales, on your revenue, which is more than 100,000 USD or 375,000 dirhams. So that is your sales. Then is 9% corporate tax. 9% corporate tax is on your net profit income, which is more than 375,000 dirhams or 100,000 USD. So say for example, you have made a profit of 150,000 USD. So you pay 9% corporate tax on 50,000 USD. So that's with the 9% corporate tax. Okay, there is another level to it. There is another criteria. So if your sales is less than 3 million dirhams, then you still are you are still eligible for 0% corporate tax. Only if your sales are more than 3 million dirhams, then you pay 9% profit tax, again on the net profit income. So mainland, free zone, or in offshore, this 9% corporate tax is applicable. 5% VAT in a free zone. If you're doing free zone to free zone business, then 5% is waived. Okay, but it has to be a designated free zone. Okay, when I say designated, there are many designated free zones in the UAE, which they have a memorandum of understanding with the Federal Tax Authority, and with that they have given them an option of 0% corporate tax. But there are many criterias which an accountant can explain you, or tax consultant can explain you on that. That's on the 5% VAT, 9% corporate tax. All of these, both in certain designated free zones, it is waived. And then we come with the offshore. Offshore, it is 9% corporate tax. Because you're not doing business inside the country, 5% VAT is waived.
Okay. So what are the basic documents required to set up a company, and how long usually it takes to complete the registration process?
Okay. Regardless of the jurisdiction, whether it's mainland, free zone, and offshore, I'm just going to explain you the basic documents that is required, and it's very simple. We require your passport copy. We require your photo for visa purposes, and proof of address. If you are already a resident in the UAE, we will require your residence copy and your Emirates ID. So these are the basic information that we would require for setting up your company. Very important and very exciting. We also need 3 proposed company names, and the reason why we ask for 3 company names bases on the priority. So if, for example, the first name is not available, we can take the second name, and we do not waste a lot of time. But of course, 3 is minimum. You can give more depending on your requirements. These are the simple documents that we would require, and sometimes few of the jurisdiction where the process may get a little complicated, they ask additional documents like proof of income, bank statements, proof of address, all of these documents. Apart from that, when you speak about timeline, the timeline is not too much. I'm just speaking in general, the general mainland or a free zone setup, as well as an offshore. It won't take more than 4 to 5 working days to have your license registered, and you get the trade license. So this is the basic, not more than 5 working days.
Okay, so can you get investor or employment visas with each structure, or is there any minimum number of visas required or allowed to do that?
Okay, so speaking about visas, so every jurisdiction has their own limitations, but I'm just going to cover the basic. When you go for a mainland license, your visa quotas depend on your office space. So bigger the office, the more employees that you can accommodate, that many visa quotas that you're eligible for. That's for a mainland. The same applies for a free zone. Okay, however, there's certain free zone who give you the flexibility of having a visa quota without an office space. So like I mentioned, they give you an flexi desk, and based on the flexi desk, you can get 3 visa quotas, you can get 5 or 10. So again, as I mentioned, it depends on the visa, on your office space, your visa quota is determined. Yes, you can get an investor visa as well as an employment visa for either a mainland or a free zone. For an offshore, you cannot get a visa. You cannot get an office space, you cannot get residency. It is mainly because you're doing business outside the country. So there will be no economic substance inside the UAE.
Okay. So what's your final advice for someone who is unsure about the business activity to choose, and how can Radiant Biz help to get the right business activity?
Yes, so this is the question I love the most. It's very important for every client to take at least a 30 minutes free consultation from Radiant Biz, because what we do is we try to understand your shareholding, what is your business plan, what is your business activity, what are your future plans. Say you want to have an office space, do you plan to get employees? Depending on all of this, we select the right jurisdiction for you. We select the right business structuring, and one is setting up your company, the other is operations of your business. So if we understand what is the operations of your business, it will be perfect for us to guide you in terms of your business activity. I am going to give you an example here of one of my clients who plan to do trading business. What I did is we got into a 30 minutes free consultation, and he spoke to me about his business plan, his future plans, and what he was what he actually wanted to do here in the UAE. After understanding that, I recommended him a Freezone license while he wanted a mainland because of credibility, which I understood. I got into a consultation. I explained him why Freezone would have been the best for him, which he went ahead and he got a Freezone license. He explored the market. He was trading in textiles, where he was getting textiles from Turkey to the UAE and distributing. In 6 months' time, he came back to me and he said, Malika, my business has flourished, has become doubled, and Dubai being a land of opportunities, which I always tell my clients, is just the first 6 months that you need to explore the market, and then you can have multiple licenses here. That's not a constraint. He then got a mainland license. Apart from that, he bought a different free zone license also to get businesses in different free zones. So his business expand, and mashallah, it's really doing well. I'm still connected with him, and this is why we say consultation is very important. It is something that we speak about our experiences, and that's how we help you make your decision. We may not be the decision maker, of course you're the decision maker, but we will help you to make the right decision. Thank you for watching this video. We have a comment section open. If you have any question, please feel free to reach out to us and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Apart from that, if you think any of your friends, family who may require this information, you can share this video and like this video too. Thank you so much.